if you are someone that is alone watching this and kind of having a hard time, I'm right there with you. Earlier this year in October, I met up with a couple of my family members, like uncles and aunts, and we had lunch together, and we were, you know, talking, and I haven't seen them since 2016. So we're sitting down, we're having lunch, and the topic of careers come up. And I mentioned, you know, how much I loved being in the OR as a nurse and that I just started a little business on the side. They started talking about, well, you could still do something else. And I got really turned off because, granted, I'm the most successful person at the table. Let's get that out the way, okay? And the conversation didn't unfold in a way of like, hey, you know, do you want to do something else? Okay, great, you can do something else. It was more of like, oh, I didn't know you were going to stop at nursing. I thought you were going to do more than that. And it's just like, there was, first of all, no question about my business. No question about what's the business about? What are your goals? What do you want to do? Do you love it? It's just like in this tone of, you're not enough. That turned me off. I completely hated that. And let me get this straight. Like, they're not bad people. They're just hard to be around because it's just hard to accept. Like, I feel like no one accepts me, if that makes sense. Granted, I'm a really successful operating room nurse. I come from being a waitress at TGI Fridays for years and years and years and years. I bust my ass to get here. And I'm also a transplant nurse, you know? So it's like I specialize in transplant as well. And I work at one of the top hospitals in the country. Like, how is that not good enough? There is no, wow, that's great. What is your current position like? There's no congratulations. There's no, I'm so proud of you. There's no, none of that. It's just completely ignore what I've accomplished and just find a way to say it's not good enough. I don't say that to rag on my family. I just say that to explain why it's so hard to be around them sometimes. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying that I'm good without them or I'm better without them. I wish I could just go to their house and it'll be a good time. I haven't spoken to my dad in 10 plus years, and I wish I had a father. I miss my father. So don't get me wrong, that was a hard decision walking away. Very hard decision. And there's guilt, there's doubt, there is, you know, am I being a bad daughter? There's all of that going on in the back of my head mentally. At the end of the day, here's the reality. You have good relationships, you have bad relationships, but there's always no relationships. And to me, no relationship is better than a bad relationship. Someone commented on one of my videos recently. I was sharing some of the things that my family said to me about how I'm stupid or how I'm never going to be successful and comments like that. And they said to me in the comments, this stranger said, "You deserve to have love." That comment hit me like a ton of bricks. It literally just said, you deserve to have love. I'm pretty sure I've thought about it from a partnership standpoint, but I don't remember thinking about this from a family standpoint, which really I felt like was really surprising. And this is why I'm so fascinated with the mind. Have you ever heard of suppression? It's a defense mechanism where basically you push things so far down in your mind that you forget about them. And when I was first learning about this in nursing school, it was just like, what the heck? Who does that? How do you forget certain things? And recently I realized that I do that. Like, I'm really good at suppressing things. I knew that I was good at compartmentalizing things. I can act complete opposite of how I feel. And I can put something to the side to get something else done, to achieve a goal or whatever. But there are a lot of things that happen that I realize that I sort of forget. And I forget that I deserve love. So I've gotten a few comments requesting a video about navigating the holidays alone and how to get through it and some tips. And the truth is I cannot make that video because I have no idea how to do that. I have a script with some things that I was researching and some tips and some ideas that sounded great, you know. And honestly, I had things like put up your Christmas tree and get into the spirit, bake a cake, go to a holiday party. But I don't want to do any of that stuff. None of that stuff is going to make me feel better. So I can't make the video. I'll be lying to you. And I didn't want to give you a load of garbage or some, you know, random list of things just to make a video. I have a Christmas tree right now. I have a nice one that I bought a few years ago. I think maybe 2018, 2019. I still have all the decorations. It's really pretty. But I don't know. It's kind of hard opening up a Christmas tree and setting everything up when there's no one's gonna see it, basically, unless I put it on Instagram and try to be like, oh, look at me in the holidays. But that's not fulfilling because that's fake. And there's no gifts under it. Yes, I could buy myself something, but that's not what I want. That's not gonna make me happy. And if you are someone that's going through this right now, you're having a hard time, I totally empathize with you. You know what I really want? You know what I really, really want that would really make me happy? Is if I had like a husband and a child and we woke up Christmas morning, and a Maltese, yes. And we woke up Christmas morning and, you know, we're spending the time together and we're opening gifts. The family aspect of it all is what's really missing. So that's where I'm at. That's the honest truth. The truth is, I don't have any real solutions because the holidays just remind me of the pain. The pain of not having love, the pain of not being close to my family, all of that. My history, all of that. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do what I've always done, go to work. Today is the 26th and I worked on Thanksgiving. I'm also scheduled to work on Christmas. It's using distraction as a defense mechanism. It's not the healthiest thing to do, but it is something. It's what I do. It's what I've always done. The only good thing is I am a nurse and nobody wants to be in surgery on Thanksgiving. Nobody wants to be in surgery on Christmas. So at least I'm being there for them. At least I'm helping them. So that makes me feel better. If I was a nurse, I would say volunteer somewhere where they're giving out food or at a shelter or something like that. Because giving is just one of those things that always makes me feel better. So that might help. The next thing I would say is not to focus so much on this Christmas. Focus on the relationship aspect. And this is what I'm going to try to do as well. So if I can be better at meeting people and actually going out and meeting people and getting to know them for them, genuinely following up with them and building those relationships, eventually with time, whether we share the same genetics with these people or not, but maybe we can have people around that we can be with and not be so alone.